Hi everyone, I'm Eric.
And I'm Christopher.
And we're Grow For Me 5B. Today we're going to take you around the garden to show you what's looking great in August. So one of the standouts in the back corner of our garden in August is this very awesome perennial hibiscus from Proven Winners. This hibiscus, if you can believe it or not, dies back to the ground every year and reflushes fresh and puts out all of these amazing blooms. Very Awesome gets about 4 feet tall and about 5 feet wide, and it is a real stunner this year. Now, very recently, we tore out some ornamental grass that we had down under here that proved to be a little bit too aggressive. We're going to replace it probably with a hydrangea hedge because who can resist more hydrangeas? But here's another type of perennial hibiscus from Proven Winners called Candy Crush. This is another beautiful color. This one gets, again, about 4 feet tall, but not as wide. And tucked behind it is Evening Rose. It hasn't been getting enough light, so we've recently limbed up our bald cypress to bring more light to the back corner here. But again, another beautiful perennial hibiscus. So this trio is one of the things that's looking great in our garden in August. Another thing we are loving in our garden in August is this Supertunia Vista Jazzberry. This is going to be the Supertunia of the year for 2024. This is about 6 of them planted all together. We don't fertilize it. We don't do anything to it. We've just planted them, left them in the ground. This metal sculpture right here is from Grandin Road. This was an anniversary gift for Christopher for the year of iron. There's a lot of blue tones around it, which really brings out this nice, intense pinky purple. It's been a great performer this season, looking great in August.
Something else looking really good right now on the Gothic Arch from Gardener's Supply are the Betty Corning Clematis. It's a beautiful light purple color. It's a really nice grapey scent, and it's growing beautifully in its first full year in the ground, along with the generous gardener David Austin Rose. That's also coming into its second flush. We do have a couple blooms coming here. Another incredible fragrance. The combination is amazing. Underneath that are the Bobo Hydrangeas, which are also coming into their own and looking beautiful here in August.
So as I've said before, one of my favorite hydrangeas in the garden is the Firelight Hydrangea. This is a panicle hydrangea that grows about 2 feet tall and 3 feet wide. It blooms on new wood. You would prune it in the fall or spring, and the new growth this season is what's going to produce the bloom. Every inch of this shrub gets covered in flowers, and then in the fall, as the temperature swings start to happen between night and day, it'll start to pinken up into a deep, dark, rich pink, looking great in August.
So if we had smell-o-vision, it would be very helpful for the next thing we want to show you. It's the 4 Vanessa David Austin shrub roses. This yellow is so beautiful, and yes, we have some deadheading to do, but who could not love this color? The bees certainly are loving it right now, but the fragrance is a lovely tea fragrance, and it's got a little bit of a fruity quality. So just to walk by this is always a treat in August.
A lot of people on Instagram at Grow For Me 5B always ask, what's your favorite David Austin rose? And mine personally has been Invincibelle. She blooms so prolifically for us. She's so healthy looking and smells amazing. And she is planted underneath our tricolor beech. But yeah, Invincibelle for the win.
So here we have the Vanderwolf Pine, or the huggable pine, for the fact that it's so soft. It has the most incredible bicolor needles. They're green with a blue on it, so it catches the light so beautifully. It's gotten really, really nice and tall for us, and this year in particular, it just looks so nice.
Check out this giant drift of Benary's giant lime and Benary's giant purple zinnias grown from seed this year. We wanted to mix together this bright purple, this bright lime for some contrast. As you can see, it's covered in pollinators right now. We keep it pretty well deadheaded to encourage more branching, more blooms. What a treat. Looking amazing in August. And if you follow along right back here, you're going to see another drift that pollinators love. And this is another thing we grew from seed this year, bronze fennel. Christopher, if you zoom in on these lace cap flowers, they are covered in bees. And what's going to happen as the season continues, these will go to seed. The seeds are fennel seeds. But yeah, they bring a great weight of color to this area, but an airy, wispy, ethereal quality that I love so much. So again, the zinnias and the bronze fennel are looking great in our garden this time of year.
So we could not be prouder of our corn this year. It looks great. We actually have cooked some and it was amazing. We'll be harvesting a bit more this evening, actually. It looks fantastic. We planted 3 small rows originally underneath that crop coop that we got at Gardener's Supply, because in the past the bunnies have come through and wiped them out. So this year we smartened up, put them under that crop coop. So the planting is exactly the size of that crop coop.
So another shrub that's looking beautiful in our garden right now is the blue chiffon rose of Sharon. It's the chiffon rose of Sharon because it has these extra petals in the center. And so the blue chiffon rose of Sharon gets about 8 to 12 feet tall. It gets about 4 to 6 feet wide. And although it has a little bit of Japanese beetle damage on it, this color just beckons you to the back of the garden. It's beautiful.
Tucked in behind the corn, we actually have double play Doozy Spyra. This is a fantastic plant that just keeps blooming and blooming. This magenta, beautiful pink color. Obviously, the pollinators love it. We've got our little bee friends going on in there. And behind that is surely a proven winner. This is the Surefire White Begonia. We've tried it in our hanging basket, in a container, and here are 2 in the ground that are absolutely wonderful. They have the little yellow stamens in the middle that attract those pollinators, and the big, beautiful white flower petals around them. So here we have the Northwind Panicum. We do not have to wait very long in the season for this to reach its full height, but then when it sends out the panicles of fronds, panicles or fronds? What do we call these?
Seed heads?
Seed heads. That'll work. It's so great, and it really does blow in the wind so beautifully and look great this time of year. But that also leads us over here to the Serendipity Allium. This is an herbaceous allium that doesn't bloom till late in the summer. Eric, you have to get in nice and close. We have honeybees, we have bumblebees, we have mason bees.
We have bees.
We have a lot of bees. This is a beautiful plant. It's very reliable. The deer and rabbits do not like it because it's got that strong onion smell. But look at how beautiful those little purple pom-poms are.
I am so impressed with this Invincibelle Sublime hedge that we have going on here. These were planted just last year as little quart-sized shrubs, and they have put on so much growth. They have put on blooms, and they are getting ready to put out a second flush of blooms. I see buds coming, Christopher. There's buds over here, all back here, ready to go. Why I think they're so impressive too is they bloom this beautiful lime green, and then it stays. It doesn't really turn brown. It doesn't turn icky. They just keep maintaining this color, and the shape is beautiful. I am loving Annabelle type hydrangeas this season.
So newly planted last year, once the terrace was finished, are these 5 Lady of Shalott roses. They can be trained to be a small climber or just a very large shrub. So we're hoping to have them just spill a little bit over the edge here, but we'll keep them in check so that they don't take over everything. But even if they did, the color is gorgeous, the fragrance is gorgeous, and they're looking absolutely beautiful in their second flush in their first full season.
Can you believe this Verbena bonariensis grown from seed? And I know it's going to reseed itself, but it's very easy to pull those seedlings. This grows almost 4 feet tall, and it fills in around this weeping white spruce, which is one of my favorite evergreen specimens, while we're waiting for it to grow. Just love it. Pollinator's dream. Check out these gorgeous blooms on Boscabel. Boscabel is one of the must-have roses for me in the garden. So beautiful. It's like a pinky apricot with a fantastic scent. These were just planted last year, so that's why they're rather small, but it should get about 4 feet tall. It's an own root rose, so even if it dies back to the ground, the rose that's growing is going to be actual Boscabel. Healthy shrub, great fragrance, beautiful color. Highly recommend. So hiding our electrical box is this beautiful vanilla strawberry hydrangea, another panicle type hydrangea, which means it blooms on new wood. You can prune it in the spring. You're not going to lose any blooms. Nice dark stems, dark foliage, big white panicle blooms that'll age from pink from the bottom going to the top. Looking great. Well, thank you for joining us on a peek into our garden of what's looking great in August. Again, I'm Eric.
And I'm Christopher.
And we're Grow For Me 5B.
Thanks for growing with us.